Hello, welcome back to an episode of StarCraft 2 co-op mode. Today we're going to be doing the newest hero, Fenix. And I forgot to turn up the volume, so I'm going to turn that up real quick. There we go. Anyway, return to game. Anyway, so quick thing, Fenix, to separate this real quick, Fenix is way different than, I'm forgetting his name right now, it's killing me right now. Either way, he's different than most other Protoss because his units, are way more expensive, and I think supply-wise is still the same, but he's more mechanical, I would say. But anyway, so Fenix will be on the battlefield itself. So, what that mostly means is he will be on the battlefield as a playable hero. He's not going to be automatically on the battlefield like other heroes. He will actually be part of the hotbar system to deploy him. Now, with the hotbar itself, he has a unique ability that he actually gains multiple of himself. And I will go ahead and explain it once we get into the game mode itself, but his units are quite unique and a little bit difficult to do, but play it up right and you won't have too much of a problem. But anyway, so Fenix does have a unique ability, similar to the Face Smith, but it has a different purpose. So here's a unique building, the Purifier Concave.
You have not enough minerals.
Well, glad to see you two could make it. Been fighting these Void Thrashers for a couple of days now. Lost a lot of good men. My base won't hold out much longer. I need you to take out those Void Thrashers before they destroy what's left of the fortress.
You have not enough minerals.
So the construct will allow you to get special AI. That's his special ability.
One of those Thrashers is about to come around.
And what I mean by special AI, I mean it's actually unique character-wise, and they have special abilities themselves. I will be going ahead and getting some gas first, because that takes a long time to like warp in and such. And as soon as I am ready, I will then set up one of these ready to roll. Anyway, so I'll go ahead and explain the abilities. He does have chrono boost, so yeah. Since my ally is Protoss,
my structures put up more of a fight than you.
the only reason why I wanted to have some gas up first is because of the fact of the matter that these require special type of structures to get, and all of them require gas to get. But they are worth the cost, even more than it is. So I'm actually going to go ahead and place another pylon on the other side and at the front. Because mostly, if you do want to go with multiple types, that is a different story. Mostly because of the fact of the matter that, well, it's more difficult. Anyway, so
must construct additional pylons.
I'm gonna create some of these and actually cut one off. And then I'm gonna work on this one.
You have not enough minerals.
And with the spare gas on the other side, I'm gonna go ahead and build me.
You have not enough minerals.
This warrior awakens. Command me.
So the
Armed and ready.
Upgrade complete.
yeah.
It is an honor
So
to
when
fight beside you, Caldaris.
the AI itself will actually automatically take one of the units that are selected to them.
All right, time to punch in. Your objective is to knock down that Thrasher.
So pretty much he has 3 different forms, which I'm going to show off. But first I'm going to summon out this. Phoenix, get out of there. So you get the normal Phoenix. Of course I forget to press the button. He does have thruster charge.
Honor guide.
Thruster charge, which will allow you to charge in an area. Whirlwind and shield parapets. Now, I'm more worried about building stuff than I am producing units. Because right now I do have Alarak on my team, so that cuts down a little bit of the paranoid.
Multiple rifts on the
But
Gonna
this
have
AI
some
right
Thrashers to
here,
deal with real
Kalaris, is actually the warrior that was in the cinematic itself.
And the blade of Arcanus.
But either way, I do need to get this up quite quickly. And since I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Speak, and you will be heard.
So I do want to build one of these and a couple of these. Plus one more of each.
Your allies are in battle.
So looks like my allies is just gonna run in and completely and utterly not telling me anything. Good to know, good to know. Now I can back him up if something. Okay, so now he's building stuff against. Either way, I'm gonna run.
Your allies are in battle. Research complete.
So go ahead and do that. And stop all production right here. Switch it over to this so I could go ahead and, well, set this up.
Upgrade complete.
So the AI is done. So with this special AI, which I'm gonna wait for it to warp in.
Glory to the
Yep.
Daemon.
Accessing Pallas's memories, your command.
He'll say the name. I keep forgetting. He will say the name of the characters. So with this special character, she gains the ability to create a duplicate of herself like normal Napus, but they're able to attack and do damage. Plus she's able to bounce the cleaves a few times.
Let none deter us.
So she was in the special campaign mode, which is mostly the it was the
There's your
beginning.
objective, commanders. Show those Thrashers who's boss.
An enemy attack moves towards our base. Oh, most unwise.
So I am helping Alarak out a little bit over here. This is weird. He's not really. Oh, he is. He's just attacking the main group itself. So here's a little duplicate. I really didn't finish up the other guy's builds. So with this guy, he has engage, which is he's going to jump to a target, and his other one is empowered blade, which will give him 9 damage. Attack deals 9 damage to
Must I compensate for
nearby
your
targets.
Honor guide me.
So I'm actually going to go ahead and warp in.
We got here some Void Thrashers knocking on our door. Let's get ready to answer.
Shall persevere.
There we go.
As you will.
Anyway, I need to actually build more of these, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. But after that, I should begin working on the next building, which I'm going to go ahead and put in the research building over there and create the ground unit. Which I'm actually going to go ahead and separate these two. And just do that way. So I'm actually going to go ahead and yank this off of here. Begin air upgrades I'm going to wait on, actually. But as you can see, there's the special research over here. And I actually need to build more pylons.
These foolish enemies seek to storm my base.
So right now I'm just building more of a field of... Actually, might as well begin the upgrade. So yeah. So we'll, yep, now it'll allow me to build it. So there's two AIs I haven't really played around quite yet, and one of them... So this is the Earth form, his Dragoon form. So with this form, he has a solar cannon, solar flare, and arena overcharge.
None shall impede me.
So thanks to that, I'm actually able to go ahead and set up.
You require more Vespine gas.
Yeah, which I need to probably get in our base for. Anyway, so
Upgrade complete.
so mostly my plan right now is I'm going to set my teleportation up. Once I get it up, I'm actually going to warp in two of these and two of these. I do not want to actually cut it off because of the fact of the matter, if I do cut it off, that's going to
The
be
Void
a...
Thrashers are on the field. Take them out, commanders.
So I'm going to stick with the Dragoon. It is a range, so he's able to attack your units.
Fights again.
Oh dear. I'm actually going to go ahead and show this off real quick. The flare is just mostly this. And this just allows me to spam out my abilities for a short period of time. Now, here's the one part that really does kind of suck for him. He does not regen energy, so which means is his three forms, he has to use them. You have to use them wisely. Here it is.
Looks like we got several risks to deal with. Hope you're up for this.
Uncharted, I guess that's what it's called. Either way, I haven't really played his character quite yet.
Require more Vespine gas.
Incoming enemy strike force. Be ready.
So I'm gonna go ahead and generate that up.
I hunger for battle.
Now, there's one more thing that you mostly have to go for, and that's mostly...
Would you look at that? An Archangel. Probably a good idea to destroy it before they can use it.
So, switching forms will allow you to
Looks like that Archangel's
have...
making a break for it. I reckon it'll try repairing itself so you engage it again.
So, here's one thing that, see, they don't really tell you completely, but they will tell you sometimes. You don't lose characters. You gain... Well, you don't lose your AI. Not just because they're AI, you purchase them and they'll stay there forever. Not just that, but they will go ahead and find a replacement. And when I mean by that is, I mean they will sit there if if my main commander for what I have dies, it's going to choose the same type and be completely refilled and keep all his abilities.
Just goes to show, no piece of hardware is half as good as the pilot inside it.
I do not take kindly to intruders. Our enemies will learn that soon enough.
So,
Your will made manifest. These are our two.
so I am going to go ahead and set myself up.
Listening. Even my structures put up more of a fight than you.
Your allies are in battle.
The only reason for that is because
Firstborn shall persevere.
yeah, so time to show off the last AI that I do have.
Your allies are complete.
Once I find the structure for it, here it is.
You pledge your power to me.
Oh.
You require more Vespine gas.
I think I'll go ahead and leave him be.
Your allies are in battle.
He's going to get himself killed.
Looks like the Threshers have arrived. Let's kick them back to the void.
So, yeah. You do get unique units, and each unique unit does have their own abilities, and they are sometimes very, very good. For example, for her, you automatically get the illusion, and they're able to bounce forward. I mean, and with these, you don't get the bouncing ability at all. They're really useful for what they are.
This is it. The last Thrasher. Let's end this thing.
It's not enough. Just gotta.
Hell
Either way.
yeah, we made it. Tell you what, next time y'all are in town, I'm buying the first round. And that's a promise. Haha.
So yeah, that was actually pretty easy. But mostly I didn't show off the last AI. Fenix will go ahead and I actually never showed the upgrade, but it was in the video itself. Strong-Hearted is a special hint to the campaign itself. In the beginning, you could call him Fenix, but that if you get the upgrade, he gets called by the name he gave himself, which is Talendar. And looks like I got a new unit. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and explain what units I didn't really get to show off. You do get Colossus, which they're pretty much the same as in the campaign itself. You do get Disruptors, which are just mostly... They say they can attack ground, but they're not really able to attack ground. They send an orb to destroy units after a short period of time, but I don't find that useful. We also do get Scouts, which aren't very good, but they do the job itself. Plus, with the Heroic unit, what I've been hearing about is it's worth getting the Scouts at least. Carriers you also get as well, and you get the normal proton cannon. But either way, with the level 1, as I said before, you're able to warp him anywhere on the battlefield. But the one problem is, all his suits do not regen their mana on the battlefield itself. They are required to be sent back, get a new suit, and let it recharge. I think they also allow you to go ahead and regain health. So if it's like, if Phoenix's first suit is heavily damaged, I think you're able to, during that time, also repair it as well. Anyway, after that, you get your first two AIs, which I shown on the battlefield itself. After that, you actually get his third suit. You just get his normal suit and a Dragoon suit. But after that, you get a Cybro's Arbiter suit. I didn't really show that off because mostly it's able to attack around. It just switching between two more good suits that's really useful. I only use this if there's something like I'm in the middle of battle and the base is under attack and I know I'm not going to win. I could send it in, teleport everyone back, and then and that's it. Anyway, after that, you get their upgrades for your first two AI. One dealing area damage in the air, one bouncing additional 2 times. Level 5, you actually get 2 more AI. Terran and Muginal. Either way, you get the Mortal and Scout AI. I haven't really played around with them. I did get the Mortal up, and I didn't really look at the abilities either. But either way, I haven't really looked up too much of the AIs. But anywho, and with the upgrade I just got, it allows Fenix to gain plus 10 damage, and allows his Arbiter suit to be a detector, which is quite useful for some mission that has Zerg or Cloak units. Anyway, upgrades I really am excited to get, which is level 8. You get the final two, the Warbringer and Clusinen, I believe. The Colossus and Carrier AI. I haven't seen them in action at all, but I can tell the one thing you really do, one thing you can definitely tell the difference of for the regular AI and your heroic AI, they have a giant ring on the back of each one of them. Makes sense. It really does make sense. But other than that, anyway, but after that, your AI is just, that's it. AI personality seeing 25% increased attack and movement speed for 10 seconds when they transform into a new shell unit. They call it a shell unit. I just mostly call them a transfer suit, because that's what it kind of is. So, for some reason, they have different types of like upgrades for them, which I find quite weird. For example, the Assault Champions. The first one is... So, by my understanding is... It goes for each upgrade group. I've already gotten the one for them here, level 4. Looks like a lot later after level 5, which is where you get it, which is 7 levels ahead, you get their upgrades, which allows the Immortal to attack, stores damage on enemies who's relieve, and does area damage when the unit is killed, and allows Mujo to fire a barrage of antimatter missiles. Anyway, rapid recharge allows his suit that are currently offline regens health and shields 20% faster, so it does. Which is quite useful, just in case you're running into a situation that one suit is not holding up, and as I said before, I switched between the 2 suits. That allows me to switch between them really quickly. And Siege Champions, which is the Warbringer and Clausen, I believe? Either way. Where Warbringer gains the ability to fire a directive blast at an enemy unit and builds an interdictor to bomb enemy units. But anyway, this one is actually something unique that I do suggest really doing. If you really want an AI and you are at this level, make sure you have duplicates constantly. His AI are the most powerful units of that particular unit. Which means if you run out, that means that unit you have to wait to warp in more, or have to wait for them to come out of the gates, and that's pretty bad because that's a unit that you literally spent money to get. But either way, another thing that I didn't really say either, the AIs themselves do gain upgrades to the regular unit, not just ability but also health and shields. Depending on the unit itself, if I remember correctly, they do all gain health and shields, but certain ones gain more health and shields than others. But some of them do get upgraded in another sense, their damage output. Depending on what type of their unit that they are, their damage output will be increased more than their health. It's really good to understand each of your AI's advantage and the advantage and their disadvantage. For example, the replacement for your Legionist, I believe that's how you pronounce. He's very strong in multi-unit, small unit combat. His big problem is if you send him against an Ultralisk, yeah, he's able to do a good chunk of damage, but he will be extremely damaged. Talius, she's able to hit multiple enemies and have a great damage output, even with her duplicate. Her weakness is she doesn't do frontline combat really well, which means she won't hold up as best as her counterpart of your first AIs. I don't know much about them, but I will be going ahead and researching them even further. I think I will be playing Fenix a lot to at least get the AIs and understand each one of them's strengths and weaknesses. But either way, if you guys enjoyed the video, please come hit that like button, subscribe, want to see more content.